my tools ready. Let's get it. Hey, welcome back everyone to the channel. This is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello, and I'm gonna be painting on gouache today. I've been really digging the process lately, really digging the creative and the artistic process, and we're gonna keep doing that. So, if you're a newbie like me, fairly newbie to gouache and to paints, you got any questions? Let them rip. I'll answer as best as I can. There's no gatekeeping here at the table. Everybody gets to eat from the buffet. So, as you can see here, these are some of the things that I've been doing, that I'm doing. Love you, babe. So the title of this thing, right? Why do I keep coming back to gouache? Gouache your ass. No, gouache. Look at the... I'm sorry. I've been trying to cut back on my coffee. So, your boy is suffering today, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it happen. There's things going on in the world. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You'll see. You'll see. I promise. Anyway, so here it is. This is something I put together on Friday. I'm gonna work a little bit on this. I'm gonna work a little bit on this. Why not? He's not necessarily Conan, but he's something like that. But I really love the way this thing was coming out. So much so that I wanted to see if I can capture lightning in a bottle again and paint this piece. Also, a lot of the stuff that I do and been doing lately on my live streams is basically practice. And I don't want you guys to look at this stuff and go, wow, that's really good. He's calling that practice. He's pulling our leg. He's doing this, that, the other. No, it really is just, I'm constantly learning and asking myself questions. What's up, DW? And I try to answer my questions. Yeah, not necessarily Conan, but answer my questions here on the lives. We can see if I'm successful or fail altogether, but there is no failure in art. It's just a torn piece of paper. Say that to the torn pieces of paper I have on my garbage of some images. So this I inked last week, I think. Maybe. I think I did. This is on Bristol paper, and I wanted to test it out. There's an artist right out there, Louis Creative, who's killing it with acrylic on this type of paper, and I have so much of this that I wanted to see if I can mess around. This is the palette we're going to use. This is the same stuff I had here since Friday. Still moist. You can see how shiny that is. Isn't that nice? I'm telling you, this little contraption has been a godsend. Deal. I was going to say deal breaker. A game changer. So I'm just going to re-add some paints. I wish there was a way. Maybe there is. Can I scrape? Oh no. I'm going to scrape. Try to. Let's see if we can do something. See? Ask a question. See if we can answer it. What is it? See a need, fill a need. You guys know the movie Robot? Ewan McGregor. Alright. So I won't be able to do so much of that. I can sell this as an abstract. You know, it would be the biggest kick in the left one. It'll sell. It will sell. And then they'll be like, oh, it's the mind of a conflicted artist. I'm going to add more white. I'm going to add more red. I don't think I need mid-yellow or that. I got my blues in because we're going to do some flesh tones. Alright, so we're gonna try to mess around with a bunch of different things. I'm kind of excited, you guys. Your boy getting 1 year older one of these days in this week. I won't say which day, but yes. And I feel like Marissa Tomei, my creative biological clock is ticking like this. And we're going to try to paint this. I might hold this off for the Wednesday workshop. It's up to you guys. We can do, because I would like to paint this and maybe start getting to work on his wife. I think I need to draw. I've drawn her already. I might have to do it again. Happy birthday whenever. That's right. Can I say something though? These two pieces. I know I love this piece of FO. I like how FO, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Metaphorically? No. Colloquially? FO meaning F off. And she kind of has that resting F off face. But these two pieces, the uncle and the nephew, her brother, kind of have really, I've seen my process grow and become a little bit more oompage. More than this one. So I'm really excited. With that in mind, I'm really excited to paint this. But I'm trying out new techniques while I paint these. And D-Dubs, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, I love that face. We're going to see. I would like to finish it. She's supposed to be wearing a nice little wide brim hat. This is kind of a tribute, a love piece to the island of Puerto Rico, where I'm from, my family's from, who is suffering right now. Puerto Rico it is suffering, so that's what this is for. Anku, you say you like the softness, on this guy. Oh yeah, like the soft focus. Yeah, I was trying to get which I really want to work on some more. Like these suggested lines, and there's not much detail. Like all of it's pushed forward on him, and even then he's a bit obscured in his chair and because there's no throne, and you can kind of see where the eyes are, but not. And then this one is like uber tight and considering a lot of the paint is very watered, meaning the pigments are really light. I used a lot of water when I was mixing these because I used the burnt sienna wash as my base. You can tell. Let me see if you can. There might be a glare. If you see a glare in these spots here, I can see them with my naked eye. There's pieces in here that is not painted. There's no paint on that piece of his chest. There's no paint here on his neck. Some on his ear. So you gotta use your stuff, man. Soundwave. Love that name. Cool works. Thank you. I appreciate you. So yeah. So we're gonna work on this one on Wednesday, so we can start working on the next piece on this story. I don't want to take too many detours away from my stories and my characters while I wait to start doing the sequential. But yeah, I love this piece. So yeah, she's supposed to have a nice wide brim hat. Beautiful flower, the flamboyant, or the maga. So it's gonna be black. So what's really gonna be cool is that her black hair is gonna be almost jet black hair. Some nice highlights. It's really gonna frame that face. Yeah, I think this is gonna look very almost magazine quality, that type of graphic ad photograph or perfume or fragrance, or growing up when I did, it'd probably be like cigarettes. Don't smoke, kids. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's see if we can kind of match some of this stuff here. But I'm gonna be going back and forth because I'm kind of like, I don't know where to go today. I really don't. But I like looking at her, so I'm gonna keep her in front of me. Let me see, can I see that? That's not too bad. I also took a trip to the Hobby Lobby this weekend. Got my mat. And some new brushes. I've been looking for some brushes that would hold the tips, the edges. I needed a stiffer tipped round brushes because my round brushes have been trash. But that's what you get when you start buying. As you start getting a bit better, you will even. I know I'd be talking about being frugal, but you will eventually have to upgrade your gear, man. And I needed it. All the round brushes that I have didn't help me. They wouldn't hold. They were too soft. I tell you, I love this wet palette. I could just go right in here and start painting again. All right. I'm going to give you guys a quick tip. Just a tip. When drawing eyes, the whites of the eyes, don't use white. Please, do not use white. Use a light blue. Use a gray. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on that. 1 second, guys. Guys. I won't be able to get it too close on the vertical, but we're going to do our best. Yeah, don't use white. Use a dark blue. Use a gray if you have to. It'll serve you better. You can see here, her eye, the whites of her eyes are gray. Two shades of gray. And you can go nuts. You could even smooth them out a little bit more. With more gradations of that color, but don't just use white. All right, so I'm going to do the same. Again, it looks like I kind of like wasn't very sure on my color. Not my color, my lighting's direction. Not the highlight though. No. The highlight you can use pure blight. You can use pure white if you like on the highlights or the dot. That beautiful dot in the eye. That highlight, yeah, you can use pure white. The other stuff here, and even still. Even that little line underneath the eyelid, it's not pure white. Because if you use pure white, then there's nowhere else to go from there. So you want to give yourself some ranges. Let me lower that. All right. My brush. Yeah, I used gray as my heaviest. I'm gonna use a little bit of light blue with the gray for the light or the white of her eyes. I know it's hard to see on the on the horizontal. I'm going to change the camera angle in a hot second for you. And already you begin to see that dimensionality in the eyes, shadow underneath the eyelid. Now, if you wanted to, if it's too harsh, I'm just gonna wet my brush. I'm trying to just feel the moisture with my hand. That's pretty wet. And I can use that too. A little nose hair is bothering me. I gotta fix it. All right. And I'm gonna blend upwards. I'm gonna try not to go up and down. I just want to mix. No, I just lied to you. I wanted to blend the light gray with the dark to create a gradient. And then that gives me an opportunity later, if I wanted to add a sharper line of color. See I was a bit more blended. All right, let's give her some green eyes. We don't have green on the palette. We don't squirt green paint. We make our green. Little yellow. We want kind of like a mid-tone because we're going to do the same. We're going to do mid, shadow, and then light. So it's re-entry Monday. You guys working on anything today? Well, it's still wet. Instead of adding white, I'm going to add yellow instead. This pigment is really wet. Again, this wet palette, you almost want to use a dry brush, a dryer. And I'm going to have to wait, but I'm going to let it mix in there. Because the colors are so wet, they're not laying on top, they're kind of just blending. But we're getting there. And I'm going to use the darkest green with a bit of black to do the pupils and more shadow. All right. Let's mix in some flesh tones. I need a more red. I'm going to use a small square brush to mix them. So white and burnt sienna, little red, and some mid yellow, and then a lot more white. And that kind of neutral flesh tone is going to be kind of like my base. Yeah, I'll show you. I'm going to need more white here. Let me use some yellow. And I'm going to mix it in with this dirty purple that I have here. I'm going to add some blue to that. I'm trying to create a natural shadow and not just add black. So purple's pretty good. Now we're gonna like a dark teal. I'm gonna add some of this brown to it. And I'm kind of just winging it here. That's a nice looking gray. I'm going to add a bit more of this burnt sienna. I want to keep it on the red side. Don't know why. We'll see how that works. I'm using my new brush again. I'm going to work on the shadows first. So we can have the... You kind of want to do the mid to shadows first when working with gouache, because you can layer on top. But it's really forgiving. You can do either or. You can kind of even treat it like watercolor. You just have to be careful because you can muddy it. All right, this is too wet. I tried my best to do a bit of contouring. All right. And I'm going to go for a little bit of that flesh tone that we created earlier. And now that I have my flesh tone pretty much built, all the different gradients, all right, I'm just checking the color. Bam! I'm just following my... I wouldn't worry about if it looks too bright. I know it's hard to see, so I apologize. Switching to my flat. I'm gonna go vermilion on the lips. I'm trying to remember the steps I took when I did the Latino there. can I describe muddying? Well, that's when you overmix your paints on the canvas or on the paper. So it no longer has the vibrancy of the original color anymore. And that happens a lot if you overblend. Or you start adding colors that to try to punch it up. With gouache, it happens a lot if you don't allow some of your layers to dry. Or if you're like right now, if I'm trying to be delicate, not because it will blend in with the bottom color, because it's acrylic, it won't happen. But I wanted to make sure I keep that mentality of softness. But yeah, with muddying, it's just the. Let me see. I have an image here, a painting that, although it came out okay, it's muddy in my opinion. But it mostly happens from overmixing or over layering on top of wet paint. Now not allowing the paints to dry. You get a small window of blendability when it's wet, where if you throw another color on top, it'll blend very well, and you'll be able to see all the really cool variations in color. If you miss that window, you start continually to add and to add and to add. That's usually too much paint. Like, I may find myself in a really tight spot because of this cheek here. I've already had too much water on my brush. So if I panic, I'll just keep adding to try to make it look like blush. The best thing I can do right now is just hold off and move somewhere else. But it's really just overworking that one area. I need to do more practice on color mixing. I have a tendency to find the mix that I like and sticking to it, which I guess is okay. Some people have their palettes. Sorry if I got quiet all of a sudden. You said I have tried the Zorn palette before. What I'm using is kind of a very modified version of the Zorn palette. I believe it's vermilion, earth yellow, white, black, and white and black. Those four. Because depending on what type of black you use, it'll have a... It'll be created using blue pigments. So the black that I have on my Hemi when I first started messing around with it would work. It worked for when I was messing around with it because of it had blue pigment. So you can mix greens with it and stuff like that. But it's a really cool palette. Like, it's unreal. Cheater. Yeah. Who's a cheater? It's a really awesome palette. I need more white in here. It really forces you and holds you accountable to your own color, to your own mixing, which is really cool, and a challenge a challenge in itself. One of the things that I fell into early, and I still kind of have that, is being a new painter or trying to learn the medium and then buying all the colors. I bought the Hemi set that I bought had 24 bunch of different tones and shades, and I'm like, that'll help me because then I don't have to mix. I don't have to make my own paints, mix my own shades or anything like that. Then you realize how much fun the mixing process is and the trial and error behind it. I think my wet palette's too dirty. It's too so my mixes are becoming muddy. So even my mixes, you can tell how just there's no variation, there's no pigment, there's no real color in here. So I may have to start over so I can get a fresher look, better pigments, better tones. But we'll see. Acrylic markers, no, not necessarily, not really. I just have black and white. Once I finished my adventure with watercolor and decided that I was going to do gouache, I stopped mixing or thought of doing like mixed media style. I didn't want it to compete with my time, you know? I wanted to just put that effort on the gouache paint and learning this. Have you messed around with any with the markers? I've seen the stuff people can do. She looks almost like a cat. And even still, with the white acrylics, I don't use it as much, if at all. Gotta clean this brush. Yeah, I'm like missing the color. So right now I am kind of like muddying up this lady's face here. It could be the paper. It is Bristol. It's not necessarily made for this. And I'm not really thinning down my paints. Maybe I can find a way to smooth it out. You want to get them to have the option of paints without dealing with mixing of water and can go over my acrylic alcohol markers. Yeah, that's true. I can dig it. I'm going to try to soften this face of hers. What's up, JOM? How you doing? I'm struggling on this beautiful lady's face. But that's all right. Oh, I was saying earlier, I went to Hobby Lobby, yes, but also we found a flea market. Like everything over here in Florida is about a half an hour away. Great flea market. I'm going to use some vermilion here. I'm going to draw her paint on her lips. See if I can move away from her face, because I think I torched it. And we was able to buy some fruit. No. Is this the one you're referring to, JOM? This is one that I inked the other day, and I wanted to see if I can do anything about finishing it. was kind of inspired by the I forget the artist's name. How many times you guys have heard that from me? Where I'm about to give an artist some flowers, but can't remember their name. But anyway, you'll know. If you're in the know, you'll know who I'm talking about as soon as I mention it. He did Cadillac and Dinosaurs. Is it Mark? Mark Steven? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to check it out. What was his name? Mark Schultz. Oh, brother, I was way off. So I was inspired by this stuff because I've seen the animation recently. She looked like the actress from Clue. the maid. Or the lounge singer. Right. Dinosaurs. You love dinosaurs, love Cadillacs. But put them together. Now we're talking. The Montoya was happening, buddy. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys saying that because I feel like I'm struggling. It's gonna be one of those buxom. Because even in the cartoon of Cadillac and Dinosaurs, which didn't last very long, I remember seeing it when it aired and was just like, what is this? The animation was fantastic. But I think it was asking a little bit too much for kids to pay attention to it. Because even as an adult, I look at it and go, I've watched it and went, huh? Okay, what's happening here? Miss Scarlet. Was she the lounge singer? She passed away, didn't she, recently? Or a couple years back? That's got an option, huh? Recently or a couple years back? She was in Blazing Saddles. Ever see that Lucy comedy sketch that had Carol Burnett guest as a librarian, and she talks about people who want to find a book, yet they can't remember the author title? What the? No, but I love both of those actresses and comedians, so I'm gonna have to check it out. Similar look, yeah. I loved that movie. Clue, loved it. I had it on VHS with the other endings. TV Girl Calm, how are you? Alright, I'm gonna have to switch this palette and mix in new paints, because I don't want to muddy this. But maybe we can work on the dress and then go that way. Again, I'm putting a lot of I'm demanding a bit too much from this paper. I don't really need this, do I? We'll keep it. But other than that, how are you guys doing? Anyway, I keep like having I keep disrupting my own train of thought. Let me put something else on. Let's work from the basics. Femme fatale. Have you done these in Canvas panel? Yeah, so these are the other pieces that I've done have been mostly on Canvas panel. I normally would have treated the Bristol paper differently. I would have added gesso over it. The gesso gives you a bit more tooth to paint over with gouache. So, but it could just, honestly, brother, it could just be me blaming the joystick. I'm losing in Madden, so I'm blaming the joystick. And that's all right. Is that right, Schultz? Schultz. Isn't that the creator of Peanuts also? Charles? Chucky, as we call him in the circle of friends. It's funny how we remember those JOM. Like for me, the most memorable is the law firm that usually shows up in the Three Stooges. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. DWS, did you have a reference model here like you did with the Spider Woman piece? No, this is a Mona Lisa, which is probably why it looks so off kilter. But saying that, it doesn't mean that I haven't looked at pieces. Usually, something like this would be an amalgamation, where there's a bit of a bunch of different models or images or pictures, but nothing so solid to make it say, oh, that is her, that is who it is. Yo, tell me, oh no, not the case of the Mondays. But you're probably right. What was in Office Space? What did he say? He's like, no, man, hell no. You get beat up for something, saying stuff like that. I love Office Space. I'm fighting with my room also. I got my fan on. It's warm in here. It's just taking all of it. All of the paint. All of the moisture. But we gonna power through, y'all. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Turns to trash. Turns terrible. Is that the worst? If that's the worst thing that can happen? Unless, Monte, unless you're referring to the music. That did get a bit melancholy, didn't it? So she could be singing at the jazz lounge music comes from, right? Oh, I should do. If I was gonna do that, DW, I'll go find references to Jennifer Connelly in Dark City. That didn't change. I'm looking like for variation and all I'm doing is mixing, making mud. The temperature of this thing keeps changing. I keep making this warm shadow, but let's see if we can make it work. fix her face. Dark City was pretty interesting. I didn't appreciate it when it first came out. And subsequent viewings, I'm like, that movie is nuts. It's unfortunate, in my opinion, as good as it is, it kind of like the weight of it collapses because the ending doesn't seem that too resolved, does it? I guess it's not supposed to be. Oh man. It's collapsing under the weight like this bad boy. Okay. Oh heck yeah, bro. That scene in Office Space is it's so funny. Dang, we got the crew in here with some crazy deep cuts. J.O. and Big O, the Mega Deuce. I might and Dorothy. I might find some of those to do. All right. What do we need? What do we need here? I never got to finish that anime. I do have it digital from a questionable means, but we don't need to talk about that. No way. They had a comic book? Full-size comic of the Big O manga. Let me get it. No, I'm just messing with you. Didn't we all have a friend like that? When you show them something, almost as if it's a prize, your own prized possession, and they're first like, oh, that's cool, let me get it. Like, bruh. Back up. Or was that just me? Dark City. Yeah, man. And speaking of Dark City and Big O, very similar concepts about memory and who you are, your path. Bigo was based on Batman. Uh huh. Yeah, you could tell. That is the Japanese studio that animated Batman, the animated series. Yeah, you can kind of tell that too. But that's cool. I'm gonna delve this down a bit. But yeah, you can. Great, great show. Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom was both Roger Smith and Spike Spiegel, which I want to do a. I want to do a Spike Spiegel. That's cool. I'm the negotiator. You ever see the show? I was reading you know what? I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop going into my memory banks because I don't have any. What number is that brush? I use a lot of small brushes, JOM. So this is a number 2 flat brush from Genix Art. Genix Art, I bought Genix Art for the next generation artist. Genix Art. I bought a 20-piece. I want some. We need something to give. I don't want to just. All right, I kind of like it. A 20-piece set that had round, flats, and angled brushes. So that's what that is. I'm kind of being a bit rough on these because I want to make sure that this texture reads. Is that right? Hold on, you guys. Jones dropping nuggets. Uh-oh. Dropping anime nuggets. You know, it's kind of harsh calling it a throwaway anime, but I understand what you mean. It's very creator focused. That dude is a huge fan of jazz. Didn't he have a recent show that didn't do good either? I'm not talking about Cowboy, like the Cowboy Bebop. I didn't catch not one episode of the Netflix live action. I refused. All right, so I'm gonna use that. Wow. It's too bad. The show was great. The episode where they thought they were being, or the way they played it, it looked like they were being hunted by an alien, and it was just somebody's lunch that spoiled. Alright, so maybe I can draw this face a bit better now that it changed. But maybe not. Steve and his wife, was she, what's her name, Julia? They usually name their heroines Julia. Oh, that's freaking cool, man. Spike did have a happy ending. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Monty, once somebody drops a nugget, man, you gotta hit him with that. I haven't practiced doing that for 10 years not to ever use it. Cowboy Bebop. I saw the movie before I even watched the show. Any tips on painting hair like this? Well, the all I ended up doing is, when you saw, is that once you ink it the way I inked it, where I left enough for the highlights, so I won't have to worry about being too meticulous. JOM. I just went really rough. That's supposed to be reddish, and then just using my new round brush, I can go ahead and just redo the lines. But if I wanted to, I'm using the blending ability of gouache to be able to do that. So let's say I'm going to start over here. I'm going to put a little bit more red. And I'm just finding a place where I can drop a highlight. Let's just assume that I didn't have the black lines there. Right. And then you can just keep going back and forth. And keep going. You can even go lighter. Let's say I want to do, you know what, let's do that instead. The hardest part about doing hair and highlights is what color the highlight. You don't want to be pink if it's red. You don't want to go pure white. You might have to change it to like an orange sometimes, but for this case, I'm just going to use white. So like a pink. And what you want to do, it's hard to see because of how far back. And you just would practice with brush inking. With a little practice, all I'm trying to do is give the faintest pressure, the faintest line here. So what I'm doing is I start doing a bunch of ghost lines back and forth until, and just slowly, like a torture device, like the pin and the pendulum, have it touch the canvas. That's if you want to be really, really meticulous. I mean, you might have to practice some brush inking, brush painting. This is more like inking what I'm doing here, where I'm just using the weight, not weight, pressure, bit of pressure, light pressure, heavy pressure, light pressure, that type of brush inking. Duh. You just gotta find a rhythm to it. That's all. That's it. And when it looks bad, hit it again with some black. Start over. But I probably should have went darker with the red. So why don't we do that? We're gonna do that here. So all I'm doing is I'm just putting red, deep red paint on the spots where I left my highlights. Well, look at that. Considering how people are all of a sudden putting respect on Jean Grey's name, might as well make her a redhead. D-Dub says, I saw the movie before the show as well. Think my sister advised that. Don't remember why. Cowboy Bebop. It was such a good movie. Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. I know I was just blown away by the rotoscope Bruce Lee moves they gave Spike Spiegel. He loved the Simpsons episode. They had the Telltale Heart. Yeah. And well, I mean, they had James Earl Jones doing the narration to The Raven. You talking about Jean? Yeah. Did she pass? I know the voice actor for Cyclops for the 90s passed away. And the voice actor for Gambit. DW says he liked the movie, didn't really like the show. Yeah, I think it polarized a few folks. Alright, what is it that's causing this to look weird? Is it where her mouth is? Might be too late to change that. Or is it? She's looking to the right. So my measurement was off. Her mouth should be here. See her eye? So my measurements are off. Oh no, I'm a fraud. I'm fraudulent. Can I fix that? You think I can fix that? If I tweak it, if I scooch it over? But we don't want it too far because it goes this way. Is it the eyes too? It might just be the nose. It's everything. It's everything. Everything. It might be everything. Ooh, can we fix it? Can. Where's Wreck-It Ralph? Where's Felix? No, bunk them. What's the original dude? Is it Handy Manny? All right. Let's see if we can reverse engineer this thing and make it work. Bob the Builder, thank you. I don't know if I'll be able to move the nose. I don't know if I'll be able to erase this. When I mess with portraits, I paint green apple in front of the face. I like that idea. I might have to. Okay. Yeah, the eyes are off. All right. Well, you know, in my defense, I was just messing around. I wasn't expecting to fall apart so quickly. Can I see behind it? It's too late to do that. Can we use a mirror? Oh man. Here. What do you guys think? You guys ever do that? Put your stuff in front of a mirror and see how terrible of an artist you are? Yeah, that her is the eyelid on our left. Her right eye. Can it be fixed? Can it be fixed? I don't do this enough. I don't do it at all, to be honest with you. What's the point? Ain't nobody gonna put a mirror up to your painting anyway. Shoot. Don't put it in the bathroom. All right. How can we tweak it? Let's see. Little nip tuck. Rest in peace. What's his name? What's the gentleman's name that played Von Doom? Is it too high? You know what I was trying out? For the way Frazetta does eyes, well, the way that gen of artists do eyes. Where's a piece of paper? So I was trying to do that. I've been trying to figure how they do the eyes. Tell me I didn't do it right. So that's the crook. And then the eyebrow, but they keep the top of the lid connected to it. Something like that. And I don't think, because I don't know why they did that. Besides, because it looks awesome. And I'm trying to learn from them without being able to ask them that question. But we gonna figure it out. JOM says I start. JOM says I try for realism at first. When my painting goes downhill, abstract. Absolutely. Expressionism, surrealism, and then apple in the face. Apple and apple go. Okay. I hear you. All right. It's all good. But it's one of those things that when it's drawn, it looks okay. I think once you start painting and putting shade and form, if it doesn't match, if your drawing is off, it really does suffer. Thank you, D-Dubs. I appreciate you. I'll see you on Wednesday. Why do all your portraits have eye patches and apples? Yeah. I like it. I like it, JOM. I'm stealing it. All right. Let's see here. You really do that? Well, I tell you what. If this thing keeps going sideways, I'm gonna have to put mellow after JOM right on the bottom. Because she's gonna have an apple right in her face. Yo, I think it was mostly because I didn't choose a really good or a accurate light source. But then again, what is beauty? What is beauty, y'all? We'll keep referencing shows. It's like in Seinfeld when Elaine's boyfriend would call her breathtaking. But then he also called the ugly baby breathtaking. And it kind of threw her off. Also, if I'm gonna keep defending myself for doing bad art, I have terrible posture, so maybe the crooked eye is right. Maybe you guys are wrong. Nova draws comic, plural. I mean singular. I only have one cup. Maybe it's because... Thank you, Nova. Is this eye too big? The eye's always off like sloth. Hey, you guys. That's right, sloth off. You know, it would be really terrible if I kind of like, quote unquote, fix it. But because I put so much blue pencil on it, I wouldn't be. That is ruined. Oh man. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Thank you. I hope you are doing well. I think it's been a while since the last time I saw you. But thank you, as always, for hanging out and being here now. That's what's important. And we're here now, today. Speaking about Elaine, that episode where she was hot and heavy with the jazz guy, it ruined him and he couldn't play. She was so turned off and just walked away. One of the funniest moments in the show. That show was so bananas. And that's another show I didn't like when it first came out. Too much water. Well, yeah, they were terrible. Terrible people. Vain. But they were hilarious. Okay. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Yes. Yeah. I forgot about that. That he killed his wife for the cheap. Can I erase this now? I'm a little nervous now. Where is my super suit? We used to just wet a sponge. We stopped licking stamps after that. Oh yeah, that Casa de JOM. That's funny. I should have taken a picture. What do you guys think? A little better? That shadow's killing me. Si huele a caña. Who remembers licking stamps? I sure do. Now they're so expensive, you gotta eat them too. Do they? Ah, I've been eating them for nothing. Scratch and sniff stickers. I remember those. I remember the Garbage Pail Kids. Trying to just soften some of these edges here. Scratch and sniff stickers. No. They still got the markers that smell good. They smell like fruit. They don't smell good. Face is definitely muddy. It's warmer over here, but maybe I can use that. Yeah, I think what's killing me, guys, is this, my palette. I probably should have refreshed it. I think the paper would have been fine. If I would have just slowed down a bit. Cool thing is about gouache is that it's kind of unforgiving. Kind of. You just gotta stick to it. Stick with it if you can. If it's too muddy, you might as well just start over. But if you can still salvage some of it, it'll work with you. Scratch and sniff stickers, huh, bud? Jay, you and I probably in the same age group, I think. You used to buy Lucky Strike candies. Smoke them if you got them. I kind of ruined that shadow, didn't I? I just wiped out her bottom eyelid. So much concentration. Looks like her left eye bottom goes into the lash. Very pointed look. And the right bottom rounds on the... So the eye shapes look off. Yeah, man. I'm hurting here. Yeah, this one goes straight. Yeah, you right, bro. You right. Fine, Mr. Perfect. I guess you never made a mistake. She got like a Angelina Jolie look. Can we say how she was wasted? Not wasted like inebriated, but wasted. And that was that stupid movie, man. Celestials? No. Eternals? No. What was it called? Eternals. Ugh. Ugh. What a waste. Which one is the best? You know, she's an amazing actress. So we can be in here talking about a bunch of them. But, the first time I saw her was in Hackers. Made us believe what they were actually doing was hacking. What was the movie called? The Changeling? The one where they took her... The one she won the Oscar for. Where they take her son and they replace him with like a look-alike. Gina was great. Salt. She was badass in Salt. I'm trying to think. You're absolutely right. Like, what's the... People go, oh, Angelina. Original Sin with her and Antonio. Preverts. Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. Yeah. Wanted, meh. She's great in that, but I'm trying to think. All right. I'm going to work a little bit on the hair again. I think I kind of toned it down a bit. It looks pretty good. I wonder if I was to put a background on it, if it would look any different. Maybe a light blue. We'll leave it as is, like a study. Tomb Raider? Is she our Tomb Raider, fellas? You're right, dude. It's the eye. I don't know which one will be easier to fix. This one, maybe? I can always give her an eye patch. And that's right before we give her the apple face. Apple face and jeans. So where we at? Which Jolie movie is best? Did you care for Mr. and Mrs. Smith? You know, PDA doesn't bother me. But, was that the only one that was like, calm down, you two, when she was with Billy Bob Thornton? Nike the Wild. Or N.I. Kid Wild. Nikki Wild. Nikki the Wild. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry if I got your tag incorrect. She was married to Billy. She got married to Billy when he was married to the actress from Jurassic Park. Tomb Raider. That movie's pretty bad, but I watched them both in the theaters. Tomb Raider with Dog and Boot. Do you guys remember Gerard Butler in that movie? And it's okay if you don't. She looks now kind of like Christina Hendricks. I'm all over the place. Let's keep messing with the hair because we're doing all right. Yeah, brother, I don't know. I don't know which movie is her best movie. Like, I don't know if it was playing. If there was a movie playing. I don't know, man. We rattled off about what, 10, 15 of them? Oh, way before. Way before. Gerard Butler was Dracula for Wes Craven. How about Alexander? Angelina Jolie played Colin Farrell's mother in that movie, Alexander the Great. And she was only 2 years older. Hey, that's acting. Hey, JOM. Now that the red that we put down on her hair is dry, I can go ahead with a light bit of black paint and feather it in, and it'll create that gradient naturally. Girl Interrupted is fantastic. Did she win for that? Cool Tune says, who's this portrait based on? No one, my friend. It's kind of like a Mona Lisa. I was just messing around. I was actually looking at some Frank Frazetta 1950s like romance artwork, comic work. And I was studying the way he was doing hair and body. This right here, down here, her suit or her outfit is based on Frazetta's style of inking in the 1950s when he was doing comics. So, and she's changed since I started. She looked like Scarlett O'Hara. Oh no! Oh, what was her? What was her name, bud? From Clue. Scarlett. And then her whole face was kind of tweaked. And now, because I think she looks kind of like a mix of Angelina Jolie and Christina Hendricks. It could be either way. Cool Tunes. I was You know what? Can I say something though? That actually makes me happy. The fact that you say that, picking up Frazetta, but thought of Buscema. Because those two gents and many others I've been looking into and studying a lot lately. A lot, their comic book, their Conan stuff. Miss Scarlet, thank you. Buscema's Conan stuff, and so I'm glad that that is showing through. Looks like Hendrix a bit more. Thanks, man. I keep turning on my phone so I can keep recording, and I don't hit record. I was watching Driver yesterday. It's such a good movie. And she was in there. But I thought it gave me an idea to do a Ryan Gosling in his in that Scorpion driver's jacket, with that Scorpion members only jacket that he was wearing, and tried to do a Ghost Rider. All right, so are we done with Juliana movies? Is that it? If the cheekbones were more pronounced, it would favor Jolie. Yeah. Well, all I know is one thing is that it made me grateful that I didn't finish the ones I started on Friday. Just because I guess the way the palette got muddy over the weekend, and it could be again the paper. You can see how it sits different, and I didn't overshade. Found my tone, placed it, and walked away. I might still be able to fix that. And I was a bit more steady with my shading there. So I'm happy for that, which means that on Wednesday I'm going to refresh this palette today. We have enjoyed her work. Do you think she has a definitive, you know how, what would be the definitive Jolie? The Bone Collector? Have I ever painted Conan? Have I ever painted any Conan work? Yes, actually. Not professional. Monty, appreciate you, brother. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I will catch you on the flip. I like a film with Denzel. Oh yeah, and Denzel in a flick. Well, actually, you know what? Cool Tunes. I think it's been more Conan adjacent. Not necessarily him. Or have I? I'm trying to think now. He-Man. I don't. No. I just lied to you. Hold on. I'm gonna show you right here. Let me just do this little feather in action here. Flap. But yeah, it would be a dream, man, to do something professional with Conan. And be put in that group of artists. Oh, my heroes. All right, let me pause this for a hot second. I move stuff around frequently, so. For real, where the hell did I put it? Well, that really burns. Alright, sorry about that. It's weird. Art gremlins, man. Art gremlins. Plus, I'm always moving my stuff around. But yeah, this was a piece that I started working on and never finished. Am I gonna finish it? I have no idea. I want to. I'm trying to build bigger pieces. I've been looking at. Listen, every time I look into one of these Conan books, I'm just amazed by the amount of like action sequences and him fighting multiple people, and he's choking the life out of that dude. So this is what that was gonna be. Him beating up on a bunch of goobers, medieval goobers. I like the form though. That is a severed arm. And then that piece. That's one of the first gouache paintings I did. Let me go back here real quick. Even a Denzel lying in a hospital bed gives a better performance than most. Yep. Am I coming on later today? I am not. I don't think so. Because if I shut down now, I'll probably come on around 4. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Maybe. As an artist, how do I view other mediums, inks, graphite, and sculpting? I ask because I'm often blown away at what others can do in their own form of art. Well, so as I'm painting, I am teaching myself how to get better with this medium. My medium of choice, cartoons, is pencils. Pencils and graphite and charcoal. I appreciate you, JOM. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream later, so if I don't, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on Wednesday for sure. Or if I come on later, you'll see the update. Do I have any pencils in here? Yeah, stuff like that. It's kind of like the pretty tight pencil. Or it was 2 years ago. But this is kind of like the most realistic or most detailed in terms of pencil drawing. So, well, there you go. Good journey. See you later, bud. Enjoy you later. Bye. Cool Tunes, I appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My stream is about cutting shorter soon anyway. Hopefully you subscribed and you can check out another stream later on in the future. If not, it's all good. I appreciate your time. It means a lot more than you'd think. So God bless you. Love you, mean it. All right, let me see. See if I can finish this thing, man. There's something about it. I think that could be a bit darker. I'm going to talk to myself for a little bit while I figure this thing out. That could probably be a little bit darker. One more bit of shadow here. This piece here is kind of like off, isn't it? So let's see if we can... In the meantime, let the music play. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Starts at a round table. My name is Mello. This is Gouache. This is what I keep coming back to it. Having a good time here. Appreciate you. Some pieces that is going to be painted in the future. If you guys want to catch a later stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on the way out. All this stuff is going to be painted. This is my own character here. Mjorn, this is my own character here. His daughter Ifo, her brother Enix, and their uncle Kelbray. I'm going to be drawing and creating these characters. They're already created. I'll be drawing them and making hero portraits like that for them for future stories. But thank you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Happy Monday. Again, my name is Mello. This is Art to the Round Table. God bless you. I love you, mean it. And until next time, I'll draw you later. Bye.